Hey guys, it's Gecko here with the cheesy intro as always, and today I will be showing you how to mod out the Vaykor Hek to get more damage than any other shotgun in my opinion, and especially more than the regular Hek, which is more of a status build. To get the Vaykor Hek in the first place, you need to be max rank with Steel Meridian, and I believe it costs 120,000 rep. It's also Mastery rank 12 weapon, so it will be Mastery rank locked until then, so you won't be able to use it. But when you get to Mastery rank 12, it's so worth it, and I'll show you why. So this is the build I have on it. I've got, for base damage, I have Point Blank and Blaze. Now, Prime Point Blank would be preferred here, but I don't have it, which is unfortunate. That would increase the damage almost double, and that would just be great, basically. Also for damage, I've got Vicious Spread. Usually I don't like to add Vicious Spread to shotguns because I think it makes them too inaccurate. But with the Vaykor Hek, it's quite a tight spread normally, so you can sort of afford to make that a bit wider. And the extra 90% damage is so worth it. The difference between the Vaykor Hek and the regular Hek is the fact that this has a 30% chance base crit, whereas the regular Hek has like 5 or 10% or something, and that's just a status weapon. To make this build work, it's basically a dual build, so you have both status and crit chance. So for this crit chance bit, I've got Blunderbuss for plus 90% crit chance and Ravage for plus 60% crit damage. Again, Prime Ravage would be better here, but I don't have it. So that would increase your crit by a lot more, which would just increase your base damage overall, which would just make it better. And yeah, so you can get the crit chance with this up to 47.5% and the crit multiplier up to 3.2, which may not sound like much when you compare it to like the bows like Dread or Paris Prime or something, but trust me, you can notice the damage difference. Imagine like every other shot gives you triple damage, right? So that's like every shot on average giving you double damage. So see it as like an extra plus 100% damage, because that's effectively all it is. And then if you consider multi-shot as well, which is Hell's Chamber, which we have here, then it's even more than that, which is why the unseen part of this weapon is the multi-shot, and it makes it so good. And finally, the two elemental mods I've added are Charge Shell and Contagious Spread, because it adds the electricity and the toxin mixed with the Blaze mod from earlier, make toxin and radiation. Radiation is probably my favourite type of damage, just because armour is a bitch. I hate killing bombards, I don't like killing bosses, because I don't like running corrosive projection. I prefer energy siphon if I've got dash polarity on my aura slot, so because of that my damage drop off is more, especially when doing something like a sortie where everything's got enhanced armour. And you will get a lot of shotgun only sorties, which I'll be using this weapon for. That radiation damage is going to make it so much more usable, I can't even tell you. The other bit to this weapon, which again you can't see in all these mods, is the Cindy Bomb. This is the other advantage you get over the regular Hek. With the regular Hek, you have to use the mod that it gives you in for Steel Meridian. You have to use the Steel Meridian mod that you can buy there for like 20,000 rep or something. It's not too bad, but ultimately it takes up a mod slot, so you can do less with the weapon. But the Cindy Bomb for this gives an AoE, I want to say blast damage proc, I think, which I can't remember the exact number, but it's actually a really decent amount of damage. Like, it usually one-shots anything from level 25 and below, and it also heals a quarter of your max health. So you can imagine running around, even if you're not using this weapon, if you're like in an Ash Blade Storm and holding the weapon, the Cindy Bomb will build up and will still heal you. So even if you're not using it to kill things, it's still a good weapon. I'll show you what I mean. And this here so you can't see me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots. And like 2 of them I kind of fluffed. So 3 to 4 shot on bombards, which is outstanding, and it's because of the radiation damage. If I mix it up and did like gas, for example, then it's like a 20 shot, which is less good. So I would definitely recommend radiation damage. On ancient healers, so you have a level 90 ancient healer. Come over here, aim at his head, 1 shot. And on corpus, because of the base puncture damage being so high, I believe this will also be a 1 shot. Should we find something good in corpus? Corrupted mower. Actually, this probably won't be a 1 shot, but we'll see. Mowers are kind of tanky, like very tanky. Yeah, so it's a 2 shot. So as you can tell, that's just outstanding damage in general, and it deals with anything in sorties. Like, you could be doing any type of mission type, even if it's enhanced enemy armor, the radiation damage rips through it. I mean, if you're comparing the damage here, it gives a total, when you're adding the impact, the puncture, the slash, the toxin, and the radiation, of somewhere around 14,000. And then you got to remember, it's double that because of the crit chance and crit multipliers, so that's like almost 30,000, plus the status effects, plus the multi-shot. So you're probably doing 100k per pull of the trigger. So that deals with anything on the star map and anything in a sortie. It's only when you go for an hour and 40 minutes plus in survivals, or like 60 waves of defense, or like a few thousand cryotic and excavations, that you're ever going to deal with anything that this is going to take more than a second or two to kill. Even like, I believe it will 1 shot a level 50 bombard as well. So basically anything up to level 50 it 1 shots. And the Cindy bomb added to that just makes it so you can use it in low level stuff, mid tier stuff, high tier stuff. It's so good for all of them. And even if you've got a primary weapon which you really like, say you've got a Soma or a Paris or just any really primary weapon you're addicted to, and you're thinking, why is it worth my time to go and farm all this Steel Meridian rep? Well, the amount of sorties that I struggled to do before I got this weapon because it said shotgun only is ridiculous. It would basically, like, the way to cheat around that is just to use Ash. But if it's something where Ash is effectively void, like if it's, say, a defense, a regular defense, or a mobile defense even sometimes that was shotgun only, that's high tier, if you don't have a frost in those situations, then you're screwed. And if you need to be the frost, that means you have no way to kill the enemies, which means you're screwed. So definitely having a shotgun is good, and I would say this is probably the best shotgun. I'd hear arguments saying the Sancti Tigris, you also get the Cindy Bomb. That doesn't heal you, I don't think. And also its base stats are lower and you can do less with it. I believe it's a status weapon, which is why it would be different. But in general, I would say this is far better, purely because all the damage numbers I believe are higher, and also this is puncture damage, which is a much better damage type than slash damage because it goes through shields. So that's good, and slash just sort of drains away at health. But as you've seen from it one-hitting the Ancients, that this thing has no problem with health either. Like, none at all. This has been my build for the Vaykor Hek, and thank you for watching.